Welcome to my show. I'm a guest here. Her name is Helena Hamlet. Mrs. Helena, how are you doing, ma?
I'm good. It's been a great day today. Thank you for having me today.
And I also thank you so much for the time and the opportunity, Mrs. Helena. Firstly, you are the founder of the EAT Life Academy. Can you please, Mrs. Helena, discuss more about yourself and how you're doing currently now, Mrs. Helena?
Yes, like I say, my name is Helena Hamlet, and I'm the founder of Eat Life Academy. EAT stands for Empower, Align, Transform. And I truly believe that life should be good enough to eat. I'm a foodie, I am. But it came about because I recognized that there are so many people who are just just surviving and settling for lives that they're not happy with. And so I developed this academy because I experienced my own burnout several years ago. And so I wanted to help people who have been through the same situation as myself to overcome burnout, to overcome misalignment, so that they can truly combine those things together and live a life that they're truly happy with. And so that's where I am at the moment. I've been working within careers guidance for over 20 years, and I have a psychology background, and I am a qualified mindset coach as well. And so I've combined all my experience together to help people. And I've over the years I've come across people who have needed help with changing careers, overcoming burnout, overcoming personal issues as well, including um, including sort of confidence issues in the workplace. And also because life has become so busy, it's helping people align what they really want with their success as well.
Very much beautiful. To be honest with you, you actually bring out the profound academy to to inspire people and also to be in the position to help people through burnouts situations in life and also the ups and downs in life as well. It is a place where one can actually become more better and also live the life of also learning from people like you, Mrs. Eleanor, who have dedicated a time to actually do something that will be impactful in the society as well. And from the experience you've had and also the academy you are running currently, have you written any book or are you planning to write any book in the coming future, Mrs. Elena?
Yes, I'm definitely hoping to write, to put my pen and paper together and write for the future, because I do feel like there is definitely a market for this, because people want to sort of hear more so that they can actively take control of their life. So yes, that's something I do want to do. Thank you.
Right, definitely expecting that. And I would also like to dive to the point of success because for
Mhm.
someone to gain something we call success, it has to be something that we actually work on. And also, when we dive to the point of achieving goals down to the point where we want to be successful, there are a lot of things that also go with it. So many listeners could be in the position where they have achieved the goals they've once dreamed of. What they've dreamed of, they've once achieved it, but yet they still feel unfulfilled. They still feel like they haven't achieved enough in life. How do you think someone can try to recognize when success is no longer aligned with who they are becoming, Mrs. Eleanor?
Well, this is a great question, because so many people are in this situation where they are recognizing that what they have worked towards for so many years is no longer making them happy. And so you see, success and fulfillment are not the same thing. With the path of success, many professionals do this through the traditional way. And when I say this, I mean they work hard, they achieve, they work their way up the career ladder, they don't rock the boat, they take on more work, they want to work towards that promotion. And this all works for them to have the result of an amazing future where they are got the house, they've got the car, everything looks amazing on the inside. However, during their path to success and their path to achievement, that has become the priority. Success takes the priority in their life. And so then what happens? They work late. They take on more work. Weekends are covered with more work. They're no longer socializing with friends anymore. And then bit by bit, what happens is that because they're sacrificing their own time, sacrificing their values, their beliefs, they then become disconnected from the success that they once wanted. And then they're left feeling empty. And so it's important. And because we are human beings and we are emotional beings, we have to realize that where we was in our teens is going to be different from our 20s, our 30s, our 40s and above, because what we want changes. I think it's really rare for someone was in their 20s to want the same thing in their 40s. We change. And it's being aware of that change and giving ourselves the grace, being able to pause and think, okay, I'm not a failure. I'm simply shifting. My values and beliefs have shifted. And so it's about finding that new thing that's what they want. And it's about combining their values with their current work and working in a way where it comes together.
I sincerely appreciate your beautiful insight. That means the value
Are you
and
still
also
there?
our goals
Well, I'll
connect together.
continue. So it gets to a point where, yes, it's about trying to get them both together, because what happens when we're on the journey of success and when success takes a priority, we're just living on autopilot. We're not truly living. We're just doing. We're doing every day. We're showing up for everybody else, but not for ourselves. And so we get to a point where when we keep pushing through discomfort, pushing through the sleepless nights, pushing through meeting deadlines, and we're tired, we're burnt out, we're overwhelmed, but we keep showing up because we feel like, oh, this must be what success looks like. Internally, we're not listening to ourselves anymore. And then bit by bit, we become out of alignment. And burnout is often when we're working too hard. Whereas being out of alignment, when we're no longer working according to our values and our beliefs. And so it's recognizing that you can be successful, but also unfulfilled at the same time.
I sincerely appreciate your beautiful insight. It shows that fulfillment, our values, and also the goals really matters. We cannot just try our best to do everything we know we can and just set a lot of goals that we think we do not haven't even gotten to a certain stage and continue to feel more isolated, do everything we can. And as we said, we change. A lot of our decisions change with time. With time, as we grow, a lot of things changes, and that is why, despite how we are trying to achieve a lot of things in life, we have to be in the position to make sure we feel the sense of success. We recognize the little things that we actually achieve in life, so that by the time we achieve the better ones, we feel fulfilled and be more happier in the life we find ourselves. And I would also like to drive to the point of emotional or physical signs. There are also some emotional or physical signs that can actually speak to us if we are actually running on achievement rather than purpose, because we should be living a life of purpose so we won't be in the position to feel empty. So, what do you think are some of the subtle emotional or physical signs that someone is running on achievement rather than purpose, even when life looks good along the way, Mrs. Elena?
Well, it's so important to reconnect with yourself and be really aware of the subtle signs. And the emotional signs show up as numbness. It shows up as irritability, where you're snapping at people. You don't feel comfortable and you just feel like low mood. But you know something is missing, but you can't quite figure out what that is. The more physical aspects tend to be more chronic fatigue, tension, shallow breathing, poor sleep, not looking after yourself. And so it's important to recognize these things, because as human beings, we always make excuses. We always feel like, say, now it's winter. People will be like, oh, I'm feeling more tired. It must be because of the weather. Oh, I don't feel like socializing. I've got low mood. It must be because of the weather. We blame the weather for everything, don't we? Well, I'm in England, so we blame the weather for everything. Um, and so it's being able to recognize how we are throughout the year and not automatically make excuses for the way we're showing up. So it's being aware where something, if you come across a situation where you would normally be happy and joyous, but you don't find yourself being happy. Question why? Like, why? What's happening with me right now? Why am I not feeling happy in this situation that would normally light me up? Why am I feeling like I'm disconnected? And so it's recognizing those subtle signs that we always make excuses for. And the only way we can do that is when we stop and take that time to recognize these things.
It all goes back to we working on ourselves. When we know who we are, we recognize the little things that goes along with it. When we know the right thing and also the other side of who we really are, and also what makes us happy and what do not makes us happy, we are in a very higher chance to be in the position to know if we are actually feeling a sense. And also we should try our best to take it more serious. We shouldn't blame it on the weather, as you said earlier. To try our best to take it more serious and see the reason we are actually feeling in such way, so that we can know how we can also deal with the situation and also be in the position to also probably maybe accept some kind of situations that have come our way, and also see what we can also resolve along the way in the life we find ourselves, so that we won't just focus on the achievement that we find around us. We continue to stick with the purpose, we continue to stick with the goals that aligns with what who we are and also the value that we want to bring on earth. And also I would like to drive to the point how when someone can actually be in the position to separate burnout from a deeper identity. What when success really loses its emotional reward, because there is a difference between someone having a lot of success and there is no emotional reward that comes with it. How do you think someone can try to separate burnout from a deeper identity or purpose shift, Mrs. Elena?
Well, the thing is, both are quite similar. So it is so easy to confuse both of them. Burnout tends to show up like, I need rest, I need to stop. Whereas identity shift is, this no longer fits me, I'm no longer happy. So for some people who may, for example, I've been in careers for over 20 years. And so I did get to a point where I felt like, this is not what I want to do anymore. I feel like it's no longer making me happy. But luckily for me, I was able to move across and go into coaching. And so it's about recognizing that burnout is where you need to pause. Your body's telling you, I'm not coping. Your body's saying, I'm going to shut down soon if you do not stop. Being out of alignment is when you're not happy, you're questioning your success, you're feeling guilty for wanting more, and your motivation is questioned as well because you're no longer motivated in the same way to have that same level of success as you previously wanted to. So that's where misalignment shows up in low motivation, unhappiness, whereas burnout is being so overwhelmed, brain fog where you cannot think, your body's aching, and you just need to stop. So it's just recognizing those two things. And I guess one tends to show up more physical, the burnout. And I guess emotionally, it's where the alignment is where I should be happy because I'm become so successful. But why am I not? And I guess we don't question ourselves enough. We tend to just be like, oh, I'm selfish. I'm guilty because I'm being God has blessed me with all these great things. Am I being ungrateful by not being happy with it? And we tend to put ourselves down. However, when we're out of alignment, it's about, okay, what can I do differently? It's going to bring me more success. And it's using the current skills that you have to do something that's going to bring you more fulfillment.
I sincerely
And that's
appreciate you.
something that is definitely. Okay, sorry. And I was going to say, and the thing about resting alone, that doesn't bring clarity. It's more about, okay, what things can I take? What things can I do? So if somebody is feeling burnt out and they do need more rest, it's about having that intentional rest. It's about saying, okay, I am going to stop completely. I'm going to write. I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to do these things that's going to help me emotionally. And then when it comes to not being aligned, it's like, okay, what would help me gain more satisfaction in my job? What would I want to do instead? Where are my skills? So so both things are quite similar, but also quite different at the same time.
I sincerely appreciate, and that is why sometimes we might have everything, a good home, a good car, the money is there, everything is there, but we realize the emotion isn't just working out for us. We feel burned out, we have a lot of being fog, a lot of things about us isn't just going well. We do not really feel happy, and that is why we have to be in a position to question ourselves and also sometimes take a pause in the life we find ourselves. And as you said earlier, we have to recognize what is actually the issue. When we are feeling down in some certain ways, there is something our body is telling us. Everything is not about the huge achievement and also the money or everything that we do make. It also comes back to who we really are. People might see us, they might think we are actually looking good, but internally we do know it isn't going well, and we should be in the position to recognize and also see how we can work on the burnout. Probably if you're having a brain fog or any personal issues that we do know that can actually help us thrive and also move forward in life. I would like to drive to the point of the nervous system. The nervous system is a very, very huge area in our health and even in our body. And it really plays a very huge role in our emotional, how we should be happy, and also how our emotions flows as well. So, what do you think, or what role do you think the nervous system exhaustion plays in emotional numbness, lack of joy, or chronic dissatisfaction, Mrs. Elena?
Well, the thing about our nervous system, it is so important and crucial in our everyday life. And when our nervous system is dysregulated, it shows up in survival mode. We are just surviving. Now, if you think about it um, in relation to science, when we're in survival mode, our cortisol levels are quite high, and we are also in flight fight mode where we're constantly like this. We're constantly like on the go, going. And so when we're like this, we aren't able to think properly. We're always doing, we're always fixing, we're always achieving, and we don't trust the concept of being still because we feel like being still is being unproductive. If I have a day's rest, I'm lazy. And so when we um, when we don't have any joy or happiness in our presence, in our success, in our everyday life, we are only keeping our cortisol levels high. But when we incorporate more happiness and joy, because that's what I do encourage people to do in the academy, like do something that's happy because it lowers your cortisol levels, it lowers your stress levels, and it then helps your nervous system become more regulated. And this is something that people do not take in enough. And so over the time, when your nervous system is always on the go, is dysfunctional, you are going to be dissatisfied. Sorry, you are going to be numb to everything, because life isn't bad. It's just you're not having a chance to truly exhale and enjoy what you've achieved. We're on this more. Keep climbing, 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 climbing. I've got to keep going, going, going. And it affects your emotion, your creativity, and the meaning of life. Because if we don't be creative enough to enjoy life and be happy, we're just on autopilot. And so our nervous system is going to get to a point where we are going to shut down. So it is key in managing our cortisol levels, keeping it low, finding happiness, doing something every single day for joy, and not seeing rest as laziness, which I know so many people being like, oh, look at you dying down, you're lazy. And that's how I remember my childhood. It's like, get out of bed, go and clean this, go and do this, constantly on the go. We're really being stopping and taking a breath and excelling and appreciating what you've achieved. We don't do that enough. We're too busy comparing to other people, and then like we see, oh, they've got that. This I need to get that. Oh, they've got this. I need to get that. I'm not successful because I'm not doing X, Y, and Z, and that's not how life is supposed to be. So it's about lowering our cortisol levels in order to allow our nervous system to regulate normal at normal levels.
I honestly thank you for this beautiful insight. As the way I usually say that the way our body works, We usually think that is the way it should work sometimes, but the way our body works is very, very much sensitive. And if we try our best to use it in the right way, let us also try our best to explore life and also appreciate what we've actually achieved on Earth. If we continue to pressure and give the nervous system, as you said, more work and more work and more wanting and more wanting, we realize that we are not really happy, and we realize that we feel in the point whereby we even run out of ideas. We get tired easily. We get sick easily at times, and a lot of things do not just go on our way most of the time. We should try our best to explore and also try to live life with the sense of appreciation, embracing people, showing love, giving the sense of charity, and also embracing everyone we see around us as brothers and sisters. Those things really help us and also improve the nervous system. We are really lacking community during our time, so it is really difficult to have such kind of situation. But we can try our best to go out, embrace people, show the sense of love and care, and also try to appreciate the gift of life and also what we've achieved as well. And I would like to dive to people or also listeners who really feels lost despite the success.
Mhm.
As you said earlier, there are a lot of features that actually goes along us being us even really successful, because by the end of the day we are realize that we are actually just people who are actually just being a tool to actually make the world a better place at large. So a lot of people might be in the position who feel lost despite the success they've had. So what message would you like to share to remind them that wanting more meaning doesn't mean they are ungrateful, and it means they are actually evolving in life, Mrs. Elena?
Exactly my point. It's being able to recognize that it's okay to want more. The world is such a beautiful place and it's unlimited with blessings and abundance. There is more than enough for everybody. And so if you get to a stage in your life where you feel like you wanting more out of life, you're not being ungrateful, you're evolving with the earth that we've been given. Otherwise, it'd be like, say, if a doctor was specialize as say a GP and they wanted to then specialize in something else, a brain surgeon, are they being ungrateful by wanting more and wanting more? Like, no. So if you're wanting more as life, it's okay. You've been blessed. It's about growing. It's about evolution. It's about recognizing that there's gaps. The thing about the world and the career market, and I'm talking about the career because our careers take a massive part of our life because we don't retire until in 60s, 70s. And so a lot of the time we spend a huge amount of time working. And we're in a space now where we're blessed because it's evolving, the career sector. And so if you're wanting to do more and do different things, why not? And so I'm saying this because I want the readers to understand that wanting more doesn't mean that you're being ungrateful. It means that you are growing within yourself and your success that you've achieved so much is been amazing and you're still a successful person. Use your skills, realign with your values and your beliefs, and keep growing and keep evolving because there are people watching you thinking, wow, that's amazing. So, and everyone is becoming a role model for everybody else. We just don't realize it enough. And we've got people that younger than us who are growing and evolving, and we need to show them the way. We need to show people that it's okay to want more, but not in a greedy way, but in a way where we are putting back into the communities. We are putting back into the work, putting value back into the world. And so if anybody is feeling discomfort at the moment and they're feeling like they're being ungrateful, I want you to become more aligned and just know that growth is part of the journey.
As we usually say, this life is a journey. To be honest with you, people just need to understand that this life is a journey. Despite the up and down, and also the triumphs, the ups, and also the success that we do have, there is nothing wrong with us continuing to wanting more and also continue to thrive and also become more better in life. We just need to find some little times to embrace life, give the sense of love to everyone. It's really helped us to also come back to become more stronger, to do more in the life we find ourselves. And also, Mrs. Eleanor, there is a question I normally ask during the end of the show. From our forefathers, from our ancestors, there are a lot of beautiful things that do exist during our ancestral time. that is missing in our time today. If there is anyone or anything you would like to bring back to our time today, Mrs. Elena, what do you think that thing will be, Mrs. Elena?
For me, it will be the community. It will be being able to be tuned in with our intuition, because we have the answer to every solution. And our ancestors gave us the tools, they gave us the natural foods, they gave us the herbs, they gave us the traditions that allowed us to heal ourselves and not go to external people for what's the word, for praise. We had our validation within ourselves. We was confident in ourselves to know that what we was doing was right. But over the years, people want to have validation from external people, people who don't even know them. And so I'd wish people would just become more grounded and know that us human beings, we have everything within us to be successful. We have everything within us to create amazing lives. It's about being quiet and trusting our intuition. Our bodies heal ourselves. We, our minds are so powerful. We need to be able to speak life into ourselves, speak life into others, build communities that are going to support each other, that's going to help us all grow, because it's not about competition. It's about being supportive. And if you see somebody who is suffering, you help them, you give them a helping hand. But it's about realizing that we have the answers within us, and it's not about competition. It's about community. It's about growth and trusting ourselves, because we have the answer and we have everything within us to be successful.
That is it. The love we give out to people, we always receive it. And that is why we have to continue to give and also give the sense of love. We do know we lack community, which is something that we do hope comes back in the coming future. But despite those facts, let us just remember that when we give love and we give it the word charity, it comes back to us in many and also different folds in the life we found ourselves. I also want to use this opportunity to thank you for the time and the opportunity you've given to me to speak on this profound discussion, because in this life we can have everything and we realize that internally everything doesn't look good, and we have to try our best to learn how we can use what is within, and also know how we can explore life, and also know how we can discover ourselves so that we can live a more happier and a more fulfilled life. Thank you so much, Mrs. Elena.
Thank you. So now, I'm just going to say thank you for having me today. It's been amazing speaking to you. If there's anyone that wants to find out more about East Life Academy, I'm on the socials, and I'm have a community group, and I'm also having programs at the moment. So I'll be happy to help anybody who's feeling stuck or dysregulated at the moment.
All right, the necessary link will be added to the description of the episode. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, Mrs. Elena. Bye bye.
Thank you.